You pride yourself on being a rational human being. You believe that when you pull out your credit card, swipe it, and carry a box out of a store, it was your own conscious, independent choice. You tell yourself that you simply needed a new pair of shoes, or you wanted to upgrade your phone, or you decided it was time to treat yourself. You believe your spending habits are a reflection of your personality and your logic. That illusion of control is exactly what the global economy relies on to quietly drain your life's energy. You are sitting on your couch at 2 in the morning. The room is completely dark, illuminated only by the cold blue glow of your phone. You are mindlessly scrolling. You aren't looking for anything in particular. You are just tired, slightly numb, and seeking a momentary distraction from the quiet, suffocating anxiety of your daily life. Suddenly, an image stops your thumb. It is an advertisement, but it doesn't look like one. It looks like a window into a parallel universe. You see someone who looks a little bit like you, but they are absolutely flawless. They are standing in a beautifully lit room, wearing something effortlessly sharp, surrounded by people who are looking at them with deep, undeniable respect. You stare at the image for just 2 seconds. But in those 2 seconds, the temperature in the room drops. Your chest tightens. A sudden heavy wave of inadequacy washes over you. 5 seconds ago, you were perfectly content. Now you suddenly feel painfully average. You feel invisible. You feel like you are falling behind in a race you didn't even know you were running. Then, your eyes drift down to the bottom of the image and you see the button, Shop Now. You click it. You don't think. You just autofill your details and make the purchase. A tiny electric hit of dopamine floods your brain. For a brief, fleeting moment, you feel a sense of relief. You feel like you just fixed whatever was broken inside of you. But 3 days later, the cardboard box arrives on your porch. You rip it open. You hold the item in your hands, and the magic is completely gone. It is just a piece of fabric, or a block of plastic and glass. The profound emptiness immediately returns, and it is heavier than before. You didn't buy a product. You bought a feeling, and feelings expire. In the modern world, advertising is no longer about informing you that a product exists. It is a multi-billion-dollar machine engineered around the darkest corners of your mind. We are living in the golden age of advertising psychology manipulation. It is a highly weaponized system designed to completely bypass your logic, hijack your central nervous system, and leave you bleeding resources without ever realizing you were attacked. The architects behind these campaigns do not want to fulfill your desires. They want to manufacture your pain. To understand how this invisible violence operates, you have to realize a brutal truth about the economy. A predator cannot sell you a cure if you do not believe you have a disease. If you are entirely at peace with yourself, if you are happy with your body, your status, and your life, you are completely useless to them. A content human being does not consume. So, the industry must ensure that you never, ever feel content. They launch a relentless psychological assault on your self-esteem. They do not scream insults at you. They whisper them. They surround you with impossible, curated imagery that subtly suggests your life is tragically incomplete. They show you the luxury car, but they aren't selling the leather seats or the horsepower. They are selling the deeply embedded fear that if you drive anything else, the tribe will view you as a failure. They show you the anti-aging cream, but they aren't selling hydration. They are selling the absolute terror of becoming irrelevant and invisible as you get older. They carefully, methodically dig a massive, agonizing void inside your psyche. And right when the pain of that void becomes unbearable, they step forward out of the shadows, holding the exact product designed to fill it. They are breaking your legs just so they can sell you the crutches. But making you feel inadequate is only the first half of the algorithm. Once they have you bleeding, they have to force you to act before your rational brain can wake up and stop you. They do this by hacking the oldest, most primitive survival mechanism buried inside your DNA. You are looking at booking a hotel room or buying a ticket to an event. You are taking your time, weighing the options, using your logic. Suddenly, a bright red banner flashes across the top of the screen. Only 2 rooms left at this price. 14 people are looking at this right now. Your heart rate violently spikes. Your breathing gets shallow. You stop reading the reviews. You stop looking at the price tag. Your fingers fumble across the keyboard as you frantically rush to lock in the purchase. You think this is just a clever marketing tactic. It is not. It is biological extortion. In the ancient, unforgiving wild, if there was only one piece of food left and the rest of the tribe was looking at it, the human who stopped to critically analyze the situation died of starvation. Your brain is biologically hardwired to view scarcity as a literal matter of life and death. When the advertiser flashes that countdown timer or the limited stock warning, your primitive amygdala completely overrides your prefrontal cortex. It screams at you that if you do not secure this resource immediately, you will not survive the winter. They manufacture a completely artificial panic, and they use your own survival instincts to hold you hostage. And they have made it terrifyingly easy to surrender. A seasoned psychological manipulator knows that the human brain registers the loss of money in the exact same neurological center that registers physical traumatic pain. Paying for something actually hurts. So, the industry spent the last decade perfecting the art of the anesthetic. They entirely decoupled the pain of payment from the pleasure of acquisition. They removed the cash. They removed the physical credit card. They gave you digital wallets. They gave you one-click checkout. They gave you the ability to buy now and pay later. They designed the user interface to be so frictionless, so smooth, and so dangerously silent that you do not even realize you are hemorrhaging your own future until the end of the month. They turned the act of bankrupting yourself into a seamless, satisfying swipe of a thumb. They are tracking you right now. The algorithm watches the micro-hesitations of your scrolling. It measures the milliseconds your eyes linger on a picture of your ex, or a fitness model, or a luxury vacation. It calculates your insecurities with terrifying mathematical precision. It knows exactly what you are afraid of, and it knows exactly what to put on your screen at 2 in the morning to make you pull the trigger. How do you survive in a world where the environment itself is actively trying to drain your autonomy? How do you walk through a digital minefield without detonating your future? You must completely rewrite your relationship with consumption. You must execute a psychological defense protocol that severs the invisible strings attached to your mind. You must accept a deeply uncomfortable reality. Every billboard, every targeted ad, and every brightly colored sales sign is not a benign suggestion. It is a hostile infiltration attempt. It is a highly calculated attack on your peace of mind. When you feel the sudden, overwhelming urge to buy something you did not wake up intending to buy, you do not reach for your wallet. You freeze entirely. You step back and you brutally audit your own nervous system. You do not ask yourself if you can afford it. You ask yourself a much darker, more necessary question. What exactly is the pain I am trying to numb right now? When the red countdown timer flashes on the screen, telling you that time is running out and you're going to miss the opportunity of a lifetime, you hold your ground. You look directly at the artificial panic they are trying to induce, and you completely refuse to participate. You tell yourself, with absolute cold certainty, I am not fighting for survival. This is a manufactured crisis. Let the timer hit 0. You must realize that you cannot buy self-respect. You cannot swipe a credit card to cure your fear of being unloved. And you can never, ever fill a void with the exact same tools that were used to dig it. The ultimate rebellion in the modern world is not tearing down the billboards. It is walking straight past them. It is looking at the impossible, curated lives they desperately want you to envy and realizing that you do not need a single thing they are selling to be whole. Think carefully about the last time you bought something that promised to change your life, only to find yourself feeling just as empty the absolute moment you took it out of the box. What was the exact insecurity the advertiser used to make you open your wallet? Share your survival stories in the comments below and let us expose these invisible traps together. Subscribe to Human Noir. Join the elite few who see human nature exactly as it is and refuse to be played as pawns. Until next time, guard your reality, starve the algorithm, and always remember, a predator cannot sell you the cure until they have successfully convinced you that you are sick.